Now that we've reached mid-July, I feel like it's an appropriate time to start talking about fall camp competitions for the Missouri Tigers. Joey Van Zummern here from Missouri Tigers on SI to take a look at some of these position battles Missouri will have going on before the season. And the first one, it's obvious one, the quarterback competition between Penn State transfer Bo Pribula and Sam Horn. Now, a large chunk of the fan base thinks this competition isn't real, which I think there is some fair questions to the legitimacy of it. There's a lot of people that are rallying around Bo Pribula and questioning Sam Horn. I think there is some valid questions again to Sam Horn's ability after undergoing Tommy John surgery, which can permanently change the way you can throw football or baseball. So I think that's fine. I think a lot of people are reminded of the 2023 quarterback competition where Sam Horn competed against Brady Cook, carried all the way into fall camp. They split snaps in that first game of the season. Sam Horn got right around 6 passing attempts. Brady Cook got 23. And from there, Eli Drinkwitz said that he had all the information he needed to make the decision on who would start that season. So I understand that, but I do think Sam Horn is going to get a shot to win this job. If I had to predict, I do think it is going to be Bo Pribula. But again, I think Sam Horn is talented enough to win this job, and I think he's going to be given the opportunity to do so. And we'll see if this quarterback competition, how long it goes on through, if it goes on through that first game of the season, really would not be ideal to have it go on to game two where they play Kansas. But we'll see just how long it takes Eli Drinkwitz and the coaching staff to end up making that decision. And then next up, there's two along the offensive line that we're still waiting on. They're replacing three starters at right tackle. Eli Drinkwitz has confirmed that it's going to be Keegan Tross, the Wake Forest transfer, taking over there. But then at left tackle and right guard, those spots are up for grabs, and there's multiple names in the races for both of those. First off, at left tackle, I think it could be any three of Javen Richardson, Jalen Early, the Florida State transfer, or Johnny Williams IV, the West Virginia transfer. Seems like Johnny Williams are still wanting to hold back for a little bit right now, though. Javen Richardson was taking those starting left tackle snaps in the spring, so I'd expect him to win that job. Right guard is an interesting one. I expect Dominic Gaitis and Jalen Early to compete for that. Dominic Gaitis, the Michigan transfer with plenty of experience. Jalen Early also has plenty of experience. So difficult to tell on that front. But we'll see all along the offensive line how that shapes up and then how they're able to play going into the season. Next up at corner, this is the last true starting position that I think is up for grabs between Toriano Pride, Nick DeLoach, and Stephen Hall for that second boundary corner position. At Drayden Norwood, he is the solidified guy in that group. Stephen Hall is a transfer from Washington State. Pride and DeLoach split these snaps 50-50 last year. We'll see if that's still how it's going to be going into the season, or if Stephen Hall works his way into that rotation and wins it. We'll have to see how all of that ends up playing out. But at the very least, I think Toriano and Nick DeLoach will have a role for themselves, even if it's not in that 50-50 starting role as it was last year. And then finally, the second edge rusher, and really just how that rotation all works out. They have Zion Young and Damon Wilson as the starters, obviously, but how are they going to divide snaps between Darius Smith, Nate Johnson, Landon Kitchen, and then Javion Hilson as well, the true freshman that I think could see some playing time. So a lot of decisions to be made there. They had a pretty solid and deep edge rush rotation last year, so I don't think they'll have any problem dividing up the snaps. I think all these guys will get their opportunities, and they do have some different skill sets. Darius Smith can be used in that joker role, can drop back in coverage a little bit more. Nate Johnson, a speed rusher, kind of the same for Javion Hilson, at least where he's going to be in year one. And then Landon Kitchen, maybe one of the best run defenders on that entire position group. So a lot of questions to watch there, but I think this is going to be a really exciting fall camp for Missouri to find out more about this team and what it's going to look like in 2025.